Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and we're doing something a little bit different today, a bit of a shorter video. I've made an addition to my workshop, which I think, if it works, it's going to be a really good help for me. As you may know from watching previous videos, there's a slight incline into my workshop. That's just because it's in an old stable and it's what I had to do. There is a height difference from the level outside and then here. So that's an issue if I want to get a car in here that doesn't run. Previously, I have towed the car up here through the windows out here because those were old stable windows, but they were in really bad condition. So we removed those and put these insulated glass cubes in instead. Also because then you don't get any direct sunlight in, and they help keep it warm in here during the winter. So that has been an issue, but I have added a winch, which I've just installed. It's a 12-volt one that's meant to mount on the front of a bumper of an off-road vehicle, and it has about a 15-meter cable or so. So it's long enough, and it should be strong enough to tow a vehicle in here. If you think a car isn't really that heavy when it's rolling, even up an incline, because I think if you were 3 people, you could probably push a car in here. But I'm usually by myself, so that's the case. So let me show you the car that we're going to try this with, and let's see if it works. And here's the car. It's the VAS type. The engine is in it, and it's sitting there, and the transmission mount is all of that is sitting there. But I still need to put, the radiator back, all the hoses, wiring, and everything. That's much easier to do up here in the workshop where I have good lighting, good heat, and all of that. So it's hooked up there to this cable. Well, that goes all the way in here. And to the back of the workshop, I have mounted this winch, and it's mounted all the way through the wall. And on the other side, I have these angle irons, really big pieces of iron that was in here before. I'll show a picture of them now. And so I don't think that's going anywhere. That is stronger than any bumper, and I've also used stronger bolts than what came with it. I mean, it was just bolts originally. I've used threaded rod, 10 millimeter, goes all the way through the wall. And the wall is reinforced and close to 40 centimeter thick right there. It's something like 38 or something. So crazy thick. So I think that is going to hold. And just a battery there, old battery from the XJS. It's been on charge all night, so hopefully it's good enough. Otherwise, I've laid out some jumper cables. We can grab an extra battery if it needs a boost. But here are the controls. Pretty simple, just in and out. So you can start tightening the cable like this. And you see, that all works as it should. And hopefully the car can get in here. There's tension on the cable now. I have let go of the parking brake on the car. Wheels are turned this way. So I'm going to stand over here as far back as I can, and let's just see what happens. Hopefully you won't have any issues. Just giving the winch a little bit of a break because it did say that I shouldn't run it for too long at once. But now we're at the sort of the big test. This is the incline. Car's still steering over a bit, but in a little bit I'm going to straighten it up just so that I think it rotates easier when it's running straight. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I'm not an off-road towing person, but so far I'm really happy with it. But I'm going to run the winch a little bit longer, and we'll see. This slowed down there for a bit, but I do know this battery is not great, so I may just need to go and grab another one. But I thought I didn't have time to pick up a spare one, so sometimes you gotta work with what you got. Made it up the incline. So we're technically in the workshop now. There's no incline left and everything worked well. I still have battery power left. So I'm gonna run it in a little bit more to about here somewhere, and then I can, locate it where it needs to be with dollies later. But this worked really, really well, even with this battery, which I know is not the greatest. It can start V12 a couple times and then it's pretty bad. But good enough for this, it seems. It's a bit later in the same day, and I've thought long and hard about this, but I think I need to have a little bit of personal update. If you are subscribed to the channel, you might have noticed a couple weeks ago I posted a community post where I mentioned that my wife is ill and that things might change a little bit on the channel just for a while just because of that. And I wanted to give an update on that and sort of what's going on. So at the moment that I wrote that, I knew of one illness that she has called Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease. Relatively bad, but you can usually control it with some sort of medication. However, she was still feeling bad, so they kept doing tests, and she kept begging them for tests. And now we got some results back, and she has one or maybe two other things, which are both a form of really aggressive arthritis. So none of these are fun things at all. So she's had a lot of joint pains and things like that, and she can't lift anything. She can't really grab onto anything and things like that. So she was on parental leave, home taking care of the kids, and that just wasn't working because she had no energy and couldn't grab onto things, couldn't lift the baby and things like that. So I had to, as an emergency now, go home on parental leave, and she's on sick leave. So everything really changed really drastically for me working a normal job and she being home with the kids to, I'm home with the kids and she is home and not feeling very well. And I felt like I wanted to update that just because of the channel, because we were on such a roll here. We had some big V12 videos, things going on, some really fun things. And I just wanted to let you know why there might be a little bit of a change in content. I'm not going to change the uploading schedule. I still want to have twice a week. It will just be slightly different things for a little bit while I get used to being home with the kids. And just if there are any, home, like full-time home parents out there, like stay-at-home parents, if you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad watching, that is a full-time job. It really, really is. And now, especially when we have two kids, one kid goes half the day at daycare. So drive them there, come home, eat some breakfast, do some things around the house, play with the little kid. Then he needs to sleep a little bit before I go and pick her up right after lunch, and then back, and then, activities in the evening and all of that. So yeah, that is really, really a full-time job. So I'm getting used to that now, while also taking care of all the animals on the farm and everything like that my wife normally did. So I'm helping her out with a lot of things, and of course that's taking time, which will of course remove some of the free time I have where I make these videos. But like I said, I hope that people will continue watching the channel, even though it will be a little bit different. Just coming up, there will be some more driving review videos for a while, and I do have a really, really cool video coming up. I'm going to a place which I think you guys will find very, very interesting, and just a hint, it is a massive barn find, and other things like that. And I will continue to work on projects in the background, and then there will be still be a lot of tinkering videos, just that every video won't be a tinkering video for a while now, just while I get used to this situation. I think once I'm used to it all, I should be back to normal, and hopefully she starts feeling better soon again. And because I know that she wants to do things with the animals and things, because that's her big hobby. As you know, my big hobby is being out in the workshop, hers is being out with the horses and doing things like that. So I'm really hoping that she'll start feeling better soon, and things will be back to normal. But I wanted to update you guys. I sort of felt that I try not to get a lot of personal life here in the videos, because this channel is really just about cars and things like that. But I felt like I had to. Speaking of the S-Type we got in here, that's also something I'm going to tinker on now in the evenings. and there'll be a video on the first start. So I just got to hook everything up, put a lot of things back into place, radiators, hoses, and everything, because it's just a bare engine sitting in there. So once all that's done, I think we'll drain the fuel tank, put fresh gas in it. Hopefully it fires into life. So there'll be a video on that. Got lots of parts to order for the abandoned XJS. So once they get here and this thing is running, that'll be the next thing, taking that thing apart. And hopefully pretty soon I may go up to my friend in Gothenburg and have a look at my XJS, see how that's going along. I'm going to call him a little bit later and see if there's an update. But yeah, a little bit of personal update, and I want to thank you guys so much for the support, all the nice comments on that community post wishing my family well. That really means a lot. Thank you so much. And just letting you know that we're going through some things right now, and trying to make the best of it. And I think it's gonna end well. It's just a little bit of a bumpy road there, but thank you so much for sticking around. And you know, we're getting into a good driving season here, so you know, lots of fun things. And they're outside, I'm not gonna show it, but I just picked up new tires for the XJ12. We're not doing the white walls on them. The white walls are going back on the XJ6, and I got some new black walls that are polished Kent wheels. So hopefully, and I will video soon in the future, you'll get to see that as well. Anyways, that's it for this video, but thank you so much for watching, and thank you for letting me give you this bit of a personal update. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, share it with friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Until next time, I'm Adam. This was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.